Max, for you, what have the last couple of days been like for you? You were on the island and now here, not too far you had to go.
Yeah, it's so close, just drive 1 hour. Yeah, it's a good opportunity for me and step up, and need to use this opportunity and just.
I was going to say, last year you had a pretty strong year in your first year in North America here. Maybe this year didn't go quite as planned. Like, what are you sort of feeling in your game right now that you want to show?
I need just help guys for win and use my body, my skills about around the net and play physical, just everything for going to playoffs.
What do you know about a player like Nico who you'll be on a line with tonight?
I hope we can good play together. Yeah, we need some show some goals. Yeah, and I can always a lot of guys super skill. Yeah, I hope everything will be good.
Are you familiar with Arseny Gritsuk?
Not yet, but I play against him. Yeah, but and same Evgeny.
Yep.
Yeah, but I think I need a little bit of time and everything will be good.
Max, how would you assess your game? How do you feel you've played so far this season, and is there anything you can change about your game?
The start of the season was tough for me. Sometimes play, sometimes no. And if you look last season, I play well. Yeah, and I have more opportunity here for show what I can.
What was it like playing against the Devils? I know you played against them a few times. What were your feelings when you were playing against the Devils?
Every game was strong and tough. It's my first game here in the States. It's my first game here, and first point here is everything. Yeah, and strong team, really skills and offensive. I like it.
What are some of the challenges that present themselves? Obviously, you mentioned that it's a short trip from the island to here, but just with a quick turnaround, having to adjust really quickly.
One more time.
What were some of the challenges to have to get here and then just join a new team?
No, it's first trade for me, and everything is new. Last year it was first time here, and it's a big challenge for me, of course, and for my family. Yeah, we have good opportunity here.
Thanks, Max. Kovi, obviously the last game didn't really go as planned for you guys. There were a lot of odd man rushes given up. It kind of felt like you guys had gotten away from that structure that had made you guys so successful. So how do you kind of recalibrate that here?
Yeah, I know it's something we went over as a team this morning, but you're right. It was a contrast between the road trip, staying above guys, not giving up much. The last game we gave up far too much. So just getting back to what made us successful on that road trip, staying above guys, not diving in, and yeah, really taking care of our own end first.
Do you think that that's just sort of kind of like a life cycle of a season where you have games like that, like you've played really well and then you just kind of have one like that? Is that kind of a life cycle thing?
Yeah, it does happen, and I know, like let's say in Seattle, maybe we felt like we weren't generating enough 5-on-5, so now we're trying to push the pace to generate more, but then that comes at a cost. So I think it's knowing what makes us successful and what doesn't, and we gotta learn from that and know that taking care of our own end, staying above them, playing defensive, that's what makes us successful.
And then I know that's what makes you guys successful, but how important is that against a team like Nashville? Like, what are the intricacies there with the way that they play?
Yeah, they play a very hard forechecking game. They're telling us today they spend the most time in the O-zone of any team, so they're on you, play a territory game. So for us, it's going to be a challenge breaking pucks out, trying to not spend too much time in our end because that's what they strive at. So that's going to be a big challenge for us, and yeah, I'm up for it.
Sheldon, just looking out there today, obviously Cody not there. I know he's been one of your better players. You've kind of praised him. Where's his situation at, and what type of loss if he can't go?
Yeah, he's not available today. Looks like he escaped any sort of fracture or anything like that, which is good news. Just going to have to settle down. So we'd say he's day to day at this point, and we'll just have to continue to monitor him as he goes through the week. But I guess you could classify that as a form of good news because it doesn't look to be long term. It goes without saying he's played very well, and his line had played very well were very good the other night as well. So yeah, it's a tough loss, and you got to kind of shake things up a little bit to compensate for that. But that's all fine and good, and it's part of the deal.
Tsyplakov comes in. This is going to be his first opportunity. You have him up there with Nico and Grits, and you talked about having to sort of make some changes given Cody out and other situations too. What do you want to hopefully see from that combination of having him on Nico's wing? Big body there.
Yeah, obviously it's with the Glass absence, that in itself, makes you kind of, relook at things. So if I was just to focus on Tsyplakov, I'd say the timing is pretty good for him coming in, just because I'm a little more willing to shake some things up. A little reluctance to take Gritsik away from Lenny, obviously, because those guys have played well too, but with Glass's absence again, I think there's an opportunity there. I also think Lenny, in his own right, has played good hockey, and I hope can continue that and support Mercer and Timo. I think Grits, I think obviously is a really good player. As soon as any line he goes on, he can drive and make a difference. We know Nico's a very good player. We're trying to give Tsyplakov a really good opportunity here coming in, and I think he's excited for a fresh start. He is a big guy, and immediately comes in as our biggest forward in terms of size, but there's a skill set that goes with that. And obviously this season hasn't gone very well for him, but you look at his results last season, they were good, and he spent most of his time, last season, playing alongside Brock Nelson and did a good job there, but even in almost 200 minutes spent with Bo Horvat, did exceptionally well. So he's trying to see if we can tap into that and get some traction and get him going for him to be a player for us.
What's kind of the challenge of bringing in a player who has had no practice time, brand new? Like, what's the challenge for you as a coach? And then on the other side, what's the challenge for that player going in?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously not ideal, and you don't have a practice day, but he was in here yesterday, and I had a chance to meet with him, and assistant coaches went through systems and structure with him. So he got that out of the way. He got on the ice and skated yesterday with some of our injured players, as well as some of the guys just haven't played a lot recently. So it wasn't a nothing day for him. I think it was productive, and also probably a good thing that it wasn't a practice day. It was a little less overwhelming. And then he gets a good skate today. So, I think while there's challenges with, being unfamiliar, I think the opportunity and the excitement of change, can drive you. That's been my message to him, is just go out and have fun and use your instincts and play the game. We'll coach you on the different things. Don't expect you to get the system and the structure right, so don't overthink that part of it. Just compete and work hard and do your thing, offensively.
I know he's a second-year NHL player, but he's a 27-year-old guy. Are there any habits, watching him on video that he needs to break from the KHL coming to the NHL? Did you see a lot of good things last year enough to know, we'll be okay here?
Well, I saw a lot of good things last year. I'm trying not to focus too much on what I've seen this year, because it clearly hasn't gone very well for him. I also was very clear that he was put in a role that he wasn't able to find a way to thrive in. It was a much different role than he did do very well in last season, as I just talked about. So you're trying to give him that type of opportunity. We don't have a lot of runway here as a team to be able to kind of have tryouts, if you will. But we do need to try to get some traction here with guys. I put Dadonov in a similar situation. He hasn't played. He's been disrupted a lot with injuries, and we're trying to see what we have there, what kind of chemistry we can get. But we don't have a lot of time here. That's just the reality of it. So you try to provide opportunity, but you also got to kind of make some decisions at the same time. But, I think he proved last year he can play in the league. I think his size and his skill set last year were a definite factor. So it's a matter of tapping back into that and getting going and fitting in alongside some good players. So I think, Gritsik, as I said, has been very good. And Nico, as we know, is an excellent player, and is the type of player that Tsyplakov did well with last year, specific to Horvat and Brock Nelson. So we're trying to see, what that can do, and give him an opportunity. It's you don't want to just have it be too short a leash, because it's going to take some time. But we said we don't exactly have an abundance of time on our side here.
The power play's been much better lately. What particularly has worked other than the pucks going in?
Well, that's a big part of it. It helps the confidence, but the process has been better. You know, I think we've had a lot of good meetings. As I talked about, we've went through different phases with our power play. You know, a little bit of frustration, a little bit of moving things around and trying different people in different spots, and trying 2 units and trying to, you know, a minute here, a minute each, I should say. Went through kind of the accountability phase where, you know, some guys were finding themselves off of it or weren't getting out on the first unit. You know, Jack was on the second unit for a bunch of time. Tried all sorts of different things, so really just centered back on, you know, what we think has worked for us, or not think, it has worked for us well in the past. Brownie in the Nason spot. Brown's leadership and ability to win the puck back, I think, has kind of galvanized the group and got everyone on the same page and confident. And then pucks start going in, and you just kind of gain positive momentum. So that's a great sign for us. Special teams have been great. Our penalty kill since the start of December, you know, has been right at the top of the NHL here now, coming up on a couple months. So that's very encouraging. So we just got to continue to do a good job with our 5-on-5 game while we maintain our standard that we've put forth in the last little bit on special teams. But the 5-on-5 part has got to get better.